Hi, Stephanie Rainey from the Aqua Life Swim Academy here. I just kind of got off Facebook and I was looking at a post that we had done earlier this week and it kind of reminded me of something. It was a gorgeous picture of Mark Zuckerberg with his 2-month-old daughter named Max. And actually the picture's right here. It's super, super cute. Oh, there she is. And they're in the water, as you can see, for the very first time. So I wanted to give you today 3 tips on how to introduce your baby to the water and make it a positive experience. All right, so here we go. Number 1. So you're gonna have to pretend these are my daughters, Tutus and Dolly, and you're gonna have to pretend that they're a baby just so I can show you a few things. So the number 1 thing, whenever you bring your infant to the pool, is make sure you go to a warm pool. Anything that's 86 degrees or above is really good. Because then when they're cold, the babies and even parents, they tend to tense up and it makes the experience not so relaxing, not so, calm. So make sure the water is nice and warm wherever you're going to be going swimming, similar to kind of bath water, if you can find a pool like that. The Brook Street is really good for that. That's where we give swimming lessons. We give parent and taught lessons, and it's usually about 86 degrees, which is a great start. Okay, so second tip. You're gonna want to cradle, you wanna hold your baby in a way that makes them feel secure. I don't know how many parents I see come into the pool and they're kind of throwing their child around, like, oh, here we are, we're having so much fun. And the baby's kind of like, oh, and they tend to be look a little nervous, big eyes. Especially for those little babies that are a little more cautious in nature. Some of them are just like, ooh, this is so much fun, but others are, a little more cautious. So you really want to hold your baby steady, and you want to hold them in the water in a way that you can always see their face. Because when you can see their face, then you know that their face is not under the water, and that's extremely important. Because it's nothing like a baby, coming down a little bit into the water and getting water into their mouth or their nose, and then kind of panicking a little bit and, it kind of turns them off right away off the water. So what you want to do is make sure that face is nice and elevated and out of the water. And there's a couple holds you can use for that. So the number 1 hold is you can just cradle them on the side, making sure that their face is out of the water, which is really good. Cradle hold. And if they like to be close to you and they're a little more cautious, then this is a really good place to start. Okay, and not too much bouncing. And then if you want to get a little more, getting them into a horizontal position, what you're gonna do, now this dolly doesn't bend super well, but I'm gonna do my best here, is you wanna keep their head looking at you. So you wanna be facing them forward. And you can have your hand under their belly. I don't know if you can see that, just like that. And your face looking at their face. So they're lying out on the water, their chin's out of the water. They're nice and close, nice and horizontal on the water. So that's a good body position to start them off with. A little kick going. And you can see their face and make sure it's out. So that's the second hold that you can use. Third hold is similar to what Mark is using, and there's 2 ways to do that back float hold. So you can either, like he's doing, cradle the baby in your arms and have them just at the surface of the water, making sure no water is kind of splashing up on their mouth, and then they can look at you and, oh, you can talk to your baby. And the second way that I really like to do it, and this is a little more advanced, but you can turn your baby so that their head is cradled on your shoulder. And then you can kind of bring your shoulder down to the water. And you might feel them flinch a little bit when the water gets close to their ears or into their ears a little bit, but that's okay, that's totally normal. It's a normal reaction. So you bring them down nice and gentle and you talk to them. And often in our lessons we sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, so Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and that helps them to relax. And then you can bring them back up to a nice cradle hold. So far so good? Good. So another, just a third thing that you can do. So we talked about warm water. Oh yes, almost forgot. Yes, double diaper. So whenever you bring your baby to the pool, make sure you double diaper. Now I know this is not really so much for her comfort. Maybe it's more for your comfort, so you don't have to try and explain what's happened in the pool, especially on your parent and taught lesson or to the person running the pool. You want to have one of those swim diapers underneath, and then you want to have one of those reusable diapers on top that fits really nicely and is snug around the legs and around the waist, so that you're sure that if they have poop or something leaks, you definitely don't want it to leak out into the pool. Okay, and a swim diaper alone is not enough. It tends to leak quite a bit. Okay, even though it is supposed to be for swimming, it really doesn't hold anything. All right, fourth thing, and this is your bonus, is whenever you're holding the baby, we kind of talked about this when you were holding them in different positions, is, keep them feeling really steady. Don't bounce them too much, in the water, or, like, kind of thing. Throw them up in the air and bring them down. You want to make sure that they feel very secure with you, and you want to be watching their face most of the time to see what their reaction is to things. Yeah, so keep your baby steady and let them feel like you're holding them and that they feel secure and they know what you're doing. When they get really comfortable in the water, then yes, that's the time to, kind of bounce them a little bit, have a little fun, splash with your hands and other things like that. So this is Stephanie Rainey saying goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I hope these three tips helped you to know what to do whenever you bring your baby to the water. Bye. Oh yes, you can find us on the aqualife.ca, and if you have any questions, find us on Facebook, and please, or tweet us on Twitter, and we'll be sure to answer your questions. Bye for now.